The best experience that I've always had in my life in business, in food, is when you pay after the service or the product was given to you. Now, I understand, in a lot of cases, this is not possible, and I'm going to get into that in a moment. But let's just talk about what I mean. When you go to a restaurant, think about it. You sit down, they don't do a credit check on you. They don't ask you for collateral. I mean, it's crazy if you really think about it, right? They are taking you at your word that whatever you're going to order, you will pay for at the end of the dinner. I mean, I always found that to be very amazing because, like, think about it. Like, they don't know you. There's a chance maybe you don't have the money, right? Like, I was at a restaurant one time in Staten Island. This was called the Bistro, and I mean, I had the money on me, but I was ordering like this was when I was young. I was ordering bottles of Cristal. You know, like they thought I was like a friggin' big shot. Like they thought I was like a millionaire. I was ordering steaks, $80 steaks. I was ordering every dessert and every appetizer, every sides, everything. Like $400 or $500 minimum, minimum, if not more. And you know what I always found amazing? They don't know who I am. How do they know? Like I'm not gonna just eat that food and like run out or something, right? But that's the restaurant business, and technically, you could go. I mean, technically, you could go into a restaurant, and I have. I've like one time I went to the Roadhouse. This was by far the most expensive dinner I've ever paid for, but it was a party of like 10 people, and it was for my daughter's first birthday. And I mean, I spare no expense. This was my daughter Sophia's first birthday, and I spare no expense when it comes to my daughter. And I mean, you could even ask my wife to confirm this. We ordered everything you could imagine. I mean, everything you could imagine: champagne, pitchers of beer, every appetizer that you can imagine, like choices of like 4 to 5 entrees that we were all sharing. Every dessert, cappuccino, sambuca, you name it, I bought it. The bill was like $2,000. Still to this day. Now, but again, it was for 10 people. So if you think about it, I mean, it's still expensive because you're talking about what, like $200 a person. I mean, that's not cheap, But it was for 10 people, and I had to leave a big tip. I mean, I think I left something like a $400 tip. So altogether, because I'm not going to give the girl 10%. I'm not going to give her 200. I always give more. Because think about it, 10% of $2,000 is $200. $400 was only 20%, but at least that was a little bit more respectable. I couldn't go any more than that because I was ready to shoot myself. I think I only had 2,500 on me that day. I remember I told Jennifer, I said I made it by the skin of my teeth. It was so funny, right? Her father actually offered to help us. He was like, Rich, do you need help with the bill? I said, hey, Jim. I show him the bill. He goes, never mind. It's like, never mind. I mean, I don't blame him, but anyway, what are you going to do? But the thing is, long story short, you know, they didn't ever question me, no matter how much I was buying. They never said, "Excuse me, Richard, can we please do a credit check on you?" Or, "Richard, can we please have like the cash in advance? Or can we have collateral?" They take you at your word, no matter how much you buy. Now, I just learned in life that that's the greatest experience in terms of food, in terms of business. Same thing if you're a real estate agent, right? The real estate agent does not get paid unless she brings you a buyer and a sale is completed. The real estate agent doesn't make any money. Okay. Same thing with in most cases personal injury attorneys, they do not get paid unless they win the lawsuit for you, right? Okay. But the thing is there are people like contractors, for example, that want to get paid money up front. And I can't tell you how many bad experiences. It's like whatever I deal with people that want money up front, there's always like a problem. They don't complete the job. You have a fight with them, you're not happy. They wind up keeping the money, telling you to go F yourself, you know, or they take on other jobs while they're doing your job. Like there was this one guy, I don't want to mention his name, but we treated this guy. This guy was a handyman. Right? I'll give you an example. And we treated this guy like family. Everybody treated this guy like a piece of garbage. Everybody. We treated him like family. I would take this guy out like he was my brother, my best friend. I'd take this guy out for $200, $300 dinners. I would pick him up because he didn't have a car. I would pick him up. I would drive him home. He called me up. Hey, Rich, you could do me a favor. He gave me a $500 advance. He's like, I really need it, please. I'm low on money. I need to eat. I give him advances. Okay. So it just got to the point where he was using me. You want me to tell you the truth? He was using me. And it's like he never ever did a good job. The reason why he never did a good job is because while I was hiring him, he was taking on like 5 to 10 other jobs because he was greedy. He wanted to make as much money as possible. So the problem is because he was taking on so much work, when he was doing my job, he was half asleep. He's like, and he was doing an SHIT job. Okay, like I'll give you an example. Right, I had this tutoring business in Staten Island, and I hired this particular handyman because I wanted it to be nice. I wanted there was carpeting. I got the permission of the owner. The owner was thrilled that I was going to do all of this because I was basically renovating his building. I was going to make the office worth more. So he, of course, he gave me the go ahead. I told him I was spend like $10,000. Like, I wanted it to look really nice. So we got these beautiful like laminate floors for the whole office. And because this meatball handyman was so tired, he didn't even take the carpeting off. He put the laminate floor on top of the carpeting. It was like stuck up. It was horrible. I can't believe he did this. Guy wasted like $1,000 of my money. But look. I tried my best because I really considered him to be a friend. See, Abe Fowler has a good heart. I always try to give people a second chance, but there's just certain people in this world, unfortunately, that they're just trash. I hate to say it. So, whatever. The guy cost me $1,000. I told him, I said, listen to me. You're a good handyman. All right? You're a good friend. But I'm going to tell you right to your face. You know what your problem is? You're greedy. Okay? The problem is you take on too much work, you get physically exhausted, and then you can't do a good job. He's Rich. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. I'll never do it again. Okay. So now, at the time, I had this beautiful house in Staten Island. Okay. Gorgeous house. This was Durant Avenue, 520 Durant. I worked out deals with the landlord. We were renting, but this was like a multi-million-dollar house. I said, look, I'm going to do some renovation. She was going to give me a couple of months free. We worked it all out. Because I was living there for a good, I would say almost about 3 years. And I just wanted to make the place comfortable, and we worked out a deal. All right. Long story short, beautiful place. You should look it up. 520 Durant. I had Durant Avenue, 520 Durant Avenue. I had a big, gigantic pool. I had the hot tub. I had this kitchen that was European. It looked like from Italy. It was the most amazing kitchen I've ever seen. I had one of those showers that had jets from the top, the bottom, the side. It was like the most amazing shower I miss that shower so much. It's like water was coming in every direction. But anyway, so I gave this handyman the job. I said, look, I turned the garage into like my man cave. So I said, I want to do the whole thing. We're going to paint it. We're going to, long story short, there was a little bit of, what's that called? The mold. There was a little bit of mold. I said, I want all the mold out because that's not good for your health. God forbid you breathe that in. So here's step one where he screws me. He tells me, all right, I'm going to charge you $500 to get all the mold out. I said, all right, you got it. He gets the mold out. I come downstairs. I'm like, everything looks nice. But then there was like a little bathroom they had down there. It was like a half. I wouldn't call it a full bathroom because it didn't have a toilet, but it had the sink. It had like a little couple of things that she had like the doors were closed off. I opened up the door and there's mold all over the place, right? So I told the guy, I said, why did you get, I paid you, why did you get the mold out? He goes, oh, I didn't include the bathroom. I was just talking about the garage itself. I'm like, moron, why would I want mold in the bathroom while I'm staying down here, moron. You know, he's like, well, you didn't tell me you want. I said, whatever. He goes, what do you want? Give me another $200. I'm like, all right, just at this point, what am I gonna do? I was screwed. He had me buy down balls because I had to finish and get the job done. So we got all the mold out of the bathroom. Okay. So now I decided I wanted to put tile down. Okay. So I said to him, listen, this is what we're gonna do. I want to put tile down here, you know, blah, blah, blah. Tell me how much you want. He says, I want $750. I said, you got it. That's fine. Okay. We go to Home Depot, and then I picked out this really nice tile. And he told me that this tile was heavier. He goes, he thought I was going to get the cheap tile. He goes, now I want $1,250. I'm like, this is the same guy that I took out for dinners. This is the same guy I would pick up and drive home, give advances to. I treated this guy like family. So here's what I said to him. I said, listen, you know, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to give you 1,000. That's it. Okay. And I'm telling you right now, you complete my job because it's going to take him a day or something or whatever it is, 2 days to complete the job. I said, you complete my job and do not take any other work on. You understand me? He goes, yeah. Okay. So now he's supposed to be working on my job until it's completed. I come home. I remember because I had to do a few errands. He's not downstairs. I said to my wife, I said, where's the guy? She goes, I don't know. He just left. She goes, I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean he left? So I call him up. He picks up, you know, the cell phone. I said, where are you? He goes, look, Rich, it's very quick. It's a friend of mine. I'm doing a quick job. I said, what did you just say? He said, no, you understand. This is in and out. I'm doing something like $100. I'm making. I said, listen to me. This is very simple. You're fired. I said, never come to my house again. I don't want to talk to you again. Lose my number. Erase my number. You're fired. Like, you know, Donald Trump from The Apprentice. You're fired. Because you know what it is? Once again, I know what he was going to do. He was going to keep taking on jobs. He was going to completely screw everything up. And it was the best decision I made. You know, it just, when people want to get paid in advance, it's always a problem.